Sometimes I wonder if it's even worth coming on here and talking about this whole FAFO and how Trump supporters are figuring out and finding out that their support for Donald Trump actually shot themselves in the foot, and that this man is not who he actually said he was, and that his policies are actually directly affecting them. I came across this video on TikTok earlier where this man from New Hampshire went over to Canada to go visit his family on vacation, which he says he does once a year, and is now saying that he was detained at the border. He was told that he was not able to enter the US again because of prior criminal convictions that he has on his record. Let's take a listen to this video.
I'm a legal resident green card holder. I have been since 1981.
Chris Landry has lived in New Hampshire since he was 3 years old. He has a partner, 5 children, and a job in manufacturing. He was stopped at the border in Holton, Maine on Sunday while returning from a family vacation to Canada.
They pulled me aside and started questioning me about my past convictions in New Hampshire.
3 hours later, the 46-year-old was told he couldn't come home despite having a green card and being a legal U.S. resident. He spoke to us from New Brunswick, Canada.
They denied me re-entry and said, don't come back or we will detain you. And the only way for me to get back in was to see an immigration judge.
In 2004 and 2007, Landry faced charges of marijuana possession and driving with a suspended license, but says he's had no criminal record since. He was given a suspended sentence and paid his fines.
So I never thought that would threaten my status as a resident.
And we know why he didn't think it would ever threaten his status.
U.S. Customs and Border Protection telling us in a statement, possessing a green card is a privilege, not a right. And under our nation's laws, our government has the authority to revoke a green card if our laws are broken and abused. Lawful permanent residents presenting at a U.S. port of entry with previous criminal convictions may be subject to mandatory detention and/or may be asked to provide additional documentation to be set up for an immigration hearing.
Just very uncertain for me right now. I might end up spending the rest of my life in Canada, and who knows if I'll ever even have the right to re-enter the United States at this point.
Landry, who lives in Peterborough, New Hampshire, was with 3 of his children when he was stopped at the border. The children will make their way home in the days ahead. Landry says he goes to Canada at least once a year and has never had a problem until now.
Why do you think this time it's a problem?
Because of the new administration and their new policies.
As a Canadian citizen, he couldn't vote for president, but he did support Donald Trump.
I was definitely, all for Make America Great Again and having a strong, unified country and a bright future for my 5 American children.
But you're not an American. See, this is a thing you don't understand.
Now I feel a little differently.
See, that's the thing about it. You supported this man when Biden was president. Under the Democratic presidents, you were able to go freely. You were able to enjoy your family in Canada and all that kind of stuff. But now you're acknowledging that it's the new administration that is costing you the ability to be with your family here in the United States. Did you not learn anything the first time around? According to his Facebook, I saw screenshots and things from his Facebook, but he was posting things like Kamala Harris on a beach with a red wave coming over her. He was a huge Trump supporter. You looked at everything this man was saying and talking about, and you were fine with it as long as it did not affect you. But now that the chickens are coming home to roost and you realize that these policies are going to keep you away from your family, now you're questioning your support for him. You saw everything that was happening under the first administration where children were being separated at the southern border, brown kids being separated from their parents, many of whom still have not been reunited and their parents cannot be found. So you have these kids effectively orphaned without their parents, not being able to find where their parents are, separated. And now you were fine with supporting that all over again, knowing damn well that you have kids. You have kids. And how does it feel now to be on the other side of that? Your kids are going to have to live life. Well, I mean, and the thing that about this is like Canada, like you're from Canada, you move around Canada, your family lives in, you have family in Canada, you go to Canada every year, at least once a year for vacation. You know the Canadian system. You know how to move around there. So you are actually in your birth country where you are from, and your family, your kids and your partner can still go and visit you up in Canada. They know where you are. At least you're not being shipped off to some third-party country where nobody can locate you or even be able to reach you. At least you're not being thrown into some prison in El Salvador like some other people who have wrongly been. But you knew that you had this criminal record, and you knew the rhetoric that this president was running off of, that he wanted to detain and deport criminals. And this is exactly how it was designed. And that's why I think it's worth sharing this. Like, everything that he ran on is exactly how it's affecting you in the way that he wanted it to. Well, maybe not the way he wanted it to, because we know he wants way more people. Like, he wants to ship like American citizens off too. But you get what I'm saying. So, I mean, now that his support is wavering, I don't know, like, what do we do with this, right? So, like, these people coming on and having this awakening, realizing that Trump was actually a fraud and not everything that he said was true. In fact, he lied about everything that he wanted to do. What are we supposed to do with that? Because at the end of the day, we're stuck with him. We're stuck with him. And now he's having these devastating, consequential, devastating effects on our country, on our laws, on our systems. This is going to take generations to recover from. And he did all of this within 6 months. I was all for Make America Great Again. But like, notice how he did not say any specific policy. What did that mean to you, sir? What did that mean to you? What did that specifically mean to you? Let me know what you think in the comments. I'm a pretty empathetic person. Obviously, I feel horrible for his children that, the adults in the situation put them in this position. I don't feel sorry for the adults that have critical thinking skills. I don't feel sorry for the adults that have critical thinking skills. I feel sorry for the innocent children who are caught in the crossfires of this and who are going to be impacted by this, but I do not feel bad. I do not feel sorry for the adults in this situation with critical thinking skills. You've been you've been a green card holder since 1981, and you came from Canada. Why didn't you get your paperwork in order and become a U.S. citizen then? I mean, that's a long time. 1981 was 40 years ago, 40 plus years ago. I mean, he's 46. He came, what is that? It was 43 years ago. And most times, you have to wait probably a maximum of 10, maybe 15 years. Don't quote me on that. But you have to wait some time. But you could have become a U.S. citizen in your early 20s. And you didn't. And now this is the situation you're in. Like and subscribe before you take off. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.